Wait, what? Oh no, that's very sad. What? Wait, what? No, that can't be. I must tell the viewers about this. Hello guys, it's Buddy Bro here. I've got very sad news. Since Adobe will no longer be supporting Flash Player after the 31st of December 2020 and Adobe will block Flash content from running in Flash Player beginning the 12th of January 2021, Adobe strongly recommends all users immediately uninstall Flash Player to help protect their systems. Flash Player may remain on the user's system unless the user uninstalls it. The Flash end of life was first announced in the 28th of July 2017 when Adobe, Apple, Google, Microsoft, Mozilla, and Facebook agreed to phase out Flash-based content and technologies from their products. At the time of writing, all major browsers have already disabled Flash in their products and are set to remove the actual Flash plugin from their code bases throughout December 2020 and January 2021. Facebook has already pushed most of its hosted games from Flash to HTML5 and JavaScript-based technologies years before. Despite being marred by criticism for all of its security bugs, Flash Player played a crucial role in the history of the entire Internet, helping usher in and popularize interactive content like web animations, multimedia players, and streaming technologies, all of which were first supported by Flash before being ported to CSS, JavaScript, and HTML5. Even though it's discontinued on the 31st of December 2020, Adobe continues to develop Adobe Animate, which would focus on supporting web standards such as HTML5 instead of the Flash format. But Adobe is not affected with its discontinuity. Adobe enables full-feature desktop and mobile applications to be developed with Flash and published for Windows, Mac OS, Android, iOS, Xbox One, PlayStation 4, Wii U, and Nintendo Switch. Here's a full history of Adobe Flash Player. Adobe Flash Player got released for the first time on the 1st of January 1996 as Macromedia Flash Player. Macromedia Flash Player version 2 got released on the 17th of June 1997, which supports mostly vectors and motion, some bitmaps, limited audio, and support of stereo sound, enhanced bitmap integration, buttons, the library, and the ability to tune color changes. Macromedia Flash Player version 3 got released on the 31st of May 1998, which added alpha transparency, licensed MP3 compression, and brought improvements to animation, playback, and publishing, as well as the introduction of simple script commands for interactivity. Macromedia Flash Player version 4 got released on the 15th of June 1999, which saw the introduction of streaming MP3s and the motion train. Initially, the Flash Player plugin was not bundled with popular web browsers and users had to visit Macromedia website to download it. As of 2000, however, the Flash Player was already being distributed with all AOL, Netscape and Internet Explorer browsers. Macromedia Flash Player version 5 got released on the 24th of August 2000, and a major advance in ability, with the evolution of Flash's scripting abilities as released as ActionScript, which saw the ability to customize the authoring environment's interface. Macromedia Generator was the first initiative from Macromedia to separate design from content in Flash files. Generator 2.0 was released in April 2001, and featured real-time server-side generation of Flash content in its Enterprise Edition. Generator was discontinued in 2002, in favor of new technologies such as Flash Remoting, which allows for seamless transmission of data between the server and the client, and Cold Fusion Server. In October 2000, usability guru Jacob Nielsen wrote a polemic article regarding usability of Flash content entitled Flash 99% Bad. Macromedia later hired Nielsen to help them improve Flash usability. Macromedia Flash Player version 6.0.21.0, codenamed Exorcist, got released on the 15th of March 2002. They added support for the consuming Flash remoting and web service, supports on-demand/live audio and video streaming, support for screen readers via Microsoft Active Accessibility, added Seren's and Spark video codec for Flash video, and support for video, application components, shared libraries, and accessibility. Macromedia Flash Communication Server MX, also released in 2002, allowed video to be streamed to Flash Player 6. Macromedia Flash Player version 7.0.14.0, codenamed Mojo, got released on the 10th of September 2003. It supports progressive audio and video streaming, supports ActionScript 2.0, an object-oriented programming language for developers, added an ability to create charts, graphs and additional text effects with the new support for extensions, sold separately. High-fidelity import of PDF and Adobe Illustrator 10 files, mobile and device development and a forms-based development environment. ActionScript 2.0 was also introduced, giving developers a formal object-oriented approach to ActionScript. V2 components replaced Flash MX's components, being rewritten from the ground up to take advantage of ActionScript 2.0 and object-oriented principles. In 2004, the Flash platform was introduced. This expanded Flash to more than the Flash authoring tool. Flex 1.0 and Breeze 1.0 were released, both of which used the Flash player as a delivery method but relied on tools other than the Flash authoring program to create Flash applications and presentations. Flashlight 1.1 was also released, enabling mobile phones to play Flash content. Macromedia Flash Player version 8.0.22.0, codenamed Maelstrom, got released on the 13th of September 2005. They added a support for runtime loading of GIF and PNG images, improved runtime performance and runtime bitmap caching, viv filters and blend modes, file upload and download abilities, new text rendering engine, the Saffron type system, and external API subsystem introduced to replace FF command. On the 3rd of December 2005, Adobe Systems acquired Macromedia and its product portfolio, including Flash. Macromedia Flash Player version 8.0.24.0 got released on the 23rd of April 2006. Adobe Flash Player version 9.0.15.0, codenamed Zapod, got released on the 22nd of June 2006. It has the introduction of ActionScript Virtual Machine 2, AVM2, with AVM1 retained for compatibility, ActionScript 3 with AVM2, added E4X, which is a new approach to parsing XML, added a support for binary sockets, support for regular expressions and namespaces, and AVM2 donated to Mozilla Foundation as open-source virtual machine named Tamarin. Adobe Flash Player 9 version 9.0.25.0, codenamed Martin, got released on the 9th of November 2006, which added support for full-screen mode. Adobe Flash Player 9 version 9.0.45.0 got released on the 27th of March 2007, which added support for Creative Suite 3. Adobe Flash Player 9 version 9.0.47.0, codenamed Hot Black, got released on the 11th of June 2007, which have a security update. Adobe Flash Player 9 version 9.0.115.0, codenamed Movie Star or Fraudstar, got released in December 2007, which have H.264, new Flash video file format F4V based on the ISO-based media file format, MPEG-4, and added support for container formats based on the ISO-based media file format, but it is the last version for Windows 98/ME and other platforms. Adobe Flash Player version 10.0.12.36, codenamed Astro, got released on the 15th of October 2008, which has new features. 3D object transformations, custom filters via Pixel Binder, advanced text support, speaks audio codec, real-time media flow protocol, dynamic sound generation, vector data type, enhanced features, larger bitmap support, graphics drawing API, context menu, hardware acceleration, anti-aliasing engine, read/write clipboard access, and WMODE. Adobe Flash Player version 10.0.32.19 got released on the 27th of July 2009. Adobe Flash Player version 10.0.42.34 got released on the 16th of November 2009. Adobe Flash Player version 10.0.45.2 got released on the 21st of February 2010. Adobe Flash Player version 10.1.53.64, codenamed Argo, got released on the 20th of June 2010, which have the reuse of bitmap data copies for better memory management, improved garbage collector, hardware-based H.264 video decoding, HTTP dynamic streaming, peer-assisted networking and multicast, support for browser privacy modes, multi-touch APIs, supports for Mac/OS X 10.4 PPC or later, using Cocoa UI for Macs, use of double burped PNG context for full screen, and added the use of core animation. Adobe Flash Player version 10.2.152.26, codenamed Spicy, got released on the 8th of February 2011, which added a stage video, a full hardware-accelerated video pipeline, Internet Explorer 9 hardware-accelerated rendering support, custom native mouse cursors, multiple monitor full-screen support, and enhanced subpixel rendering for text. Adobe Flash Player version 10.2.152.32 got released on the 28th of February 2011. Adobe Flash Player version 10.2.153.1 got released on the 21st of March 2011. Adobe Flash Player version 10.2.159.1 got released on the 15th of April 2011. Adobe Flash Player version 10.3.181.14, codenamed Wasabi, got released on the 12th of May 2011, which have media measurement of video analytics for websites, acoustic echo cancellation, which supports acoustic echo cancellation, noise suppression, voice activity detection, and automatic compensation for microphone input levels. Integration with browser privacy controls for managing local storage, native control panel, and auto-update notification for Mac OS X, but it was the last version for Mac OS X 10.5 and Windows 2000. Adobe Flash Player version 10.3.181.23 got released on the 5th of June 2011. Adobe Flash Player version 10.3.181.26 got released on the 14th of June 2011. Adobe Flash Player version 10.3.181.34 got released on the 29th of June 2011. Adobe Flash Player version 10.3.183.5 got released on the 14th of August 2011. Adobe Flash Player version 10.3.183.7 got released on the 24th of August 2011. Adobe Flash Player version 10.3.183.10 got released on the 21st of September 2011. Adobe Flash Player version 11.0.1.152, codenamed Serrano, got released on the 4th of October 2011. It only used for desktop only. Stage 3D accelerated graphics rendering, supports desktop, Windows, OS X, and Linux, and have switch shader fallback. For mobile, it supports Android and iOS. It also has H.264/ABC software encoding for cameras, native 64-bit, asynchronous bitmap decoding, TLS secure sockets, stage video hardware acceleration, native extension libraries, JPEG XR decoding, J.711 audio compression for telephony, protected HTTP dynamic streaming, unlimited bitmap size, LZMASWF compression, H.264/app playback, and front-facing camera, background audio playback, device speaker control, and 16 and 32-bit color depth. Adobe Flash Player version 11.1.102.55, codenamed Anza, got released on the 10th of November 2011. It's the last version of the web browser plugin for mobile devices made for Android 2.2 to 4.0.3, and it also has iOS 5 native extensions for Air, native text input UI for Android, and security enhancements. Last official version for Windows 2000. Adobe Flash Player version 11.1.102.62 got released on the 5th of March 2012. Adobe Flash Player version 11.2.202.62 got released on the 28th of March 2012. Adobe Flash Player version 11.2.202.228 got released on the 12th of April 2012. Adobe Flash Player version 11.2.202.265 got released on the 3rd of May 2012. The Windows version offers automatic updater options, dropped support of the browser plugin for mobile devices, Android app developers are encouraged to use Adobe, and Android web developers should switch to HTML5. Extended support for Flash Player 11.2 on Solaris, as it is the last version to be supported, and Adobe plans to replace extended support release 11.2 on Linux with 24.0. Adobe Flash Player version 11.3.300.257 got released on the 8th of June 2012. Adobe Flash Player version 11.3.300.262 got released on the 21st of June 2012. Adobe Flash Player version 11.3.300.265 got released on the 11th of July 2012. Adobe Flash Player version 11.3.300.268 got released on the 26th of July 2012. Adobe Flash Player version 11.3.300.270 got released on the 4th of August 2012. It has full-screen interactive mode, native bitmap encoding and compression, draw bitmaps with quality, texture streaming for Stage 3D, dropped support for Linux and Solaris, auto-orientation on specific devices, and USB debugging for on iOS. Adobe Flash Player version 11.4.402.259 got released on the 10th of August 2012. Adobe Flash Player version 11.4.402.265 got released on the 21st of August 2012. Adobe Flash Player version 11.3.300.271 got released on the 18th of September 2012. At the same time, Adobe Flash Player version 11.4.402.278 also got released. Adobe Flash Player version 11.3.300.273 got released on the 3rd of October 2012. It has ActionScript workers, sandbox bridge support, licensing support, Flash Player premium features for gaming, Stage 3D constrained, profile for increased reach, LZMA support for byte array, Stage video and camera improvements, compressed texture with alpha support for Stage 3D, DXT encoding, deprecated Carbon APIs for Air, direct Air deployment using ADT, push notifications for iOS, ambient audio playback mode, and an exception support in native extensions for iOS. Adobe Flash Player 11.5 got released at the end of 2012. It has should byte array, invoked event enhancement for OpenURL, packaging multiple libraries in an aim for iOS, debug stack trace and release builds of Flash Player, and statically linked DRM. Adobe Flash Player 11.6, codenamed Folsom, got released at the beginning of 2013. It has lawless video export from standalone and autoplay.dll, support for flash.display.graphics.readgraphics.o that returns a vector of a graphics data, improved permissions UI related to full-screen keyboard access, prevent ActiveX abuse in Office documents, support file access in cloud on Windows, enhance multi-SWF support, migration certification for UNS, rectangle texture, file API update so our apps conform to Apple data storage guidelines, separate sampler state for stage 3D, and set device-specific Retina display resolution for iOS. Adobe Flash Player version 11.7.700.169, codenamed Gary, got released on the 9th of April 2013. It has shared object doc prevent backup property, forces CPR under mode for devices, remote hosting of SWF files in case of multiple SWFs, support for uploading 16-bit texture formats, game input updates, and for Android, it has create captive runtime apps. Adobe Flash Player 11.8, codenamed Harrison, got released in the middle of 2013. It has Stage 3D baseline extended profile, recursive stop on movie clip, Flash Player and Air Desktop gamepad support, support for large textures, rectangle texture, datagram socket, server socket, and a substitute a redirected URL from a source request for part of the URL in a new request. Adobe Flash Player 11.9, codenamed Irving, got released in late 2013. It has OS X Maverick support, and Mac package installation support. Adobe Flash Player 12, codenamed Jones, got released at the end of 2013. It improved Mac.pkg installation support for the workflow and UI, support for Internet Explorer 11 on Windows 7, support for safe mode in Safari 6.1 and higher, 64-bit PPAPI Flash Player for Google Chrome, and buffer usage flagged for Stage 3D. Adobe Flash Player 13, codenamed King, got released at the beginning of 2014. It has supplementary characters enhancement support for text field, and full-screen video message tweak. Adobe replaced extended support release 11.7 on Mac and Windows with 13.0 on the 13th of May 2014. Adobe Flash Player version 14.0.0.125, codenamed Lombard, got released on the 10th of June 2014. It has Stage 3D standard profile. Adobe Flash Player version 14.0.0.145 got released on the 8th of July 2014. Adobe Flash Player version 14.0.0.179 got released on the 12th of August 2014. Adobe Flash Player version 15.0.0.152, codenamed Market, got released on the 9th of September 2014. It improved support for browser zoom levels. Adobe Flash Player version 15.0.0.167 got released on the 24th of September 2014. Adobe Flash Player version 15.0.0.223 got released on the 11th of November 2014. Adobe Flash Player version 15.0.0.239 got released on the 25th of November 2014. Adobe Flash Player version 16.0.0.235, codenamed Nadoma, got released on the 12th of December 2014. It has standard constraint profile PPAPI installers for Windows and Mac. Adobe Flash Player version 16.0.0.257 got released on the 13th of January 2015. Adobe Flash Player version 16.0.0.287 got released on the 22nd of January 2015. Adobe Flash Player version 17.0.0.134, codenamed Octavia, got released on the 12th of March 2015. It had control panel improvements and installer improvements for Mac. Adobe Flash Player version 18, codenamed Presidio, got released on the 9th of June 2015. It contains fixes for Adobe Security Bulletin APSB 1511. Adobe Flash Player 19, codenamed Clint, got released on the 21st of September 2015. Adobe Flash Player 20, codenamed Rankin, got released on the 8th of December 2015. Adobe Flash Player 21, codenamed Sutter, got released on the 10th of March 2016. Adobe Flash Player 22, codenamed Townsend, got released on the 16th of June 2016. Adobe Flash Player 23, codenamed Underwood, got released on the 13th of September 2016. Adobe Flash Player version 24.0.0.186, codenamed Van Ness, got released on the 13th of December 2016. Adobe Flash Player version 24.0.0.194 got released on the 10th of January 2017. Adobe Flash Player version 25.0.0.127, codenamed Webster, got released on the 14th of March 2017. Adobe Flash Player version 25.0.0.148 got released on the 11th of April 2017. Adobe Flash Player version 25.0.0.163 got released on the 20th of April 2017. Adobe Flash Player 26, codenamed York, got released on the 13th of June 2017. Adobe Flash Player version 27.0.0.130, codenamed Zoe, got released on the 12th of September 2017. Adobe Flash Player 27, version 27.0.0.159 got released on the 10th of October 2017. Adobe Flash Player 28, codenamed Atka, got released on the 16th of November 2017. Adobe Flash Player 29 got released on the 12th of December 2017. Adobe Flash Player 30 got released on the 7th of June 2018. Adobe Flash Player 31 got released on the 11th of September 2018. Adobe Flash Player 32 has the most updates of 26. Adobe Flash Player version 32.0.0.101 got released on the 5th of December 2018. Adobe Flash Player version 32.0.0.114 got released on the 8th of January 2019. Adobe Flash Player version 32.0.0.142 got released on the 12th of February 2019. Adobe Flash Player version 32.0.0.156 got released on the 12th of March 2019. Adobe Flash Player version 32.0.0.171 got released on the 9th of April 2019. Adobe Flash Player version 32.0.0.192 got released on the 14th of May 2019. Adobe Flash Player version 32.0.0.207 got released on the 11th of June 2019. Adobe Flash Player version 32.0.0.223 got released on the 9th of July 2019. Adobe Flash Player version 32.0.0.238 got released on the 13th of August 2019. Adobe Flash Player version 32.0.0.255 got released on the 10th of September 2019. Adobe Flash Player version 32.0.0.270 got released on the 9th of October 2019. Adobe Flash Player version 32.0.0.293 got released on the 13th of November 2019. Adobe Flash Player version 32.0.0.303 got released on the 10th of December 2019. Adobe Flash Player version 32.0.0.314 got released on the 14th of January 2020. Adobe Flash Player version 32.0.0.321 got released on the 21st of January 2020. Adobe Flash Player version 32.0.0.330 got released on the 11th of February 2020. Adobe Flash Player version 32.0.0.344 got released on the 11th of March 2020. Adobe Flash Player version 32.0.0.363 got released on the 14th of April 2020. Adobe Flash Player version 32.0.0.371 got released on the 12th of May 2020. Adobe Flash Player version 32.0.0.387 got released on the 9th of June 2020. Adobe Flash Player version 32.0.0.403 got released on the 14th of July 2020. Adobe Flash Player version 32.0.0.414 got released on the 11th of August 2020. Adobe Flash Player version 32.0.0.433 got released on the 8th of September 2020. Adobe Flash Player version 32.0.0.445 got released on the 13th of October 2020. Adobe Flash Player version 32.0.0.453 got released on the 10th of November 2020. Adobe Flash Player version 32.0.0.465 got released on the 8th of December 2020. This is the final update for Adobe Flash Player until the 31st of December 2020, when support for Adobe Flash Player ends, and when the 12th of January 2021 comes, Flash Player may be all gone for good. When it's all gone for good, millions of websites will be affected from major browsers like Google Chrome, Firefox, and Microsoft Edge. By blocking content, Adobe will ultimately restrain users from accessing any Flash content on their web browsers. Ads, games, and even entire websites were built using Adobe Flash are either disappeared or have migrated to a better technology, even though the official support for Flash finally ended on the 31st of December 2020 due to its security vulnerabilities. Websites that offer Flash-based content like games and animations will have no choice but to remove them too. And as the 12th of January 2021 is the official deadline for Flash, any versions that are older than KB 4561600, which was released in June 2020, will be blocked and no longer function on their own, and it will disappear from popular web browsers and websites. But don't worry guys, HTML5 should be replaced with Flash, because HTML5 is lightweight, fast, and takes less CPU time to render web pages, whereas Flash is CPU intensive and not as lightweight as compared to HTML5. Audio and video support with HTML5 is not inbuilt, whereas Flash has nice support for audio and video formats. And yes, the now discontinued web plugin will be remembered for its golden era of animated internet memes and the endless security problems that eventually led to its demise. I'm sorry guys, but there will be no more updates to Flash, nor will you be able to download old versions directly from Adobe. This also means that versions of Flash bundled with browsers like Google Chrome will be retired. The change is unlikely to affect your daily browsing habits, since the vast majority of websites have stopped using Flash in favor of modern browser technologies. Adobe Flash Player, thank you for playing a crucial role in evolving web content across animation, interactivity, audio, and video. We'll remember the Flash content that the Adobe Flash Player gave in our hearts. But hey, at least Adobe Flash's retirement is a bittersweet moment for many. It was also used to create some of the most memorable moments on the internet. So as you can see, I've been getting some stuff saying that Adobe will begin to block Flash content from Flash Player starting on the 12th of January 2021. Now if you excuse me, I have to uninstall Flash Player on my system. This is Badik Bro, signing off. Goodbye.